Yes, sir. So my name is Gaurav Bhisey, and I am from Jabalpur, and I study at Jabalpur Engineering College, and I am in my BTech final year. So today I am going to give a presentation on the topics that I have learned in the online course from the CMTI. So I am starting. So this is my first slide. So here I have shown the standard data which is required for every civil engineer. So these are the datas are always required for every civil engineer. So first of all, I have shown these datas. These are the standard datas. Then these are the unit weights, some of the unit weights. Then I want to start today's this presentation with the topic what is a project. So the project is just activity which is a temporary. It is unique in sense and it is also time bound and it also has various constraints in it. The constraints are like scope, cost, and time. So the main are cost and time as because every project must be completed with minimum amount of cost and it should be completed within the schedule means the schedule which is decided it should be completed in that the next slide. So this is the outline of a business means how we decide the opportunity means how we try to know means the project opportunities, the project we are making the opportunities out of that. So first we have to find the opportunity. If the opportunity exists, what is whatever our topic is, so is there any opportunity for that? Then we have to establish the benefit out of that. So what is our project, what are the benefits of it? Then we have to identify the project objectives. What are the objectives that are needed to be fulfilled? Then we have to establish the properties. Then we have to identify the resources that are required to complete the means our project. Then it there are certain assumptions and also some constraints in it. The constraints may be budget or time. So then we have to decide the budget of the project and also the schedule estimates of the project. So these are the basic outlines of a business case that is for the project. So here I there are two methodologies for project management, that are the waterfall process and agile process. Uh, so I want to show this chart in which I will zoom it. Here, our project starts with first we have to decide means where my cursor is. We have to decide that what is the project about. Then we do the conceptual design. Here you can see that we can do the conceptual design. Then we will do the detailed designing. Then we will do the analysis of our design. Analysis means we will see whether the it will fail or it would pass, the structure would fail or pass. Then we have to do the documentation work. Then we will do the construction work. Then at the end we require the operation and maintenance cost. After that there are two ways. It may lead to demolition or the main building can be renovated. So this is a flow chart of the phases of the project. Then these are the some informations that a project manager has to give to their in their office. Means it is based on the monthly report. Means any project manager which is of any organization which is handling any project. So these are some of the basic things that he has to mention in his means monthly report. So first thing is the project information, which contains contractual details. So these are to be mentioned. And then the last review meeting update. Last review meeting update means that what is the progress of the work after the last update, means last meeting. Sorry. Then the physical processes. Physical processing includes the site photographs. What is the going on the site? So that photographs. Then systematic diagram. Then problems and achievements, means what is the problem at the site and is that achieved or not. Then what is the plan for the next 3 months. Then detailed schedule and whatever the overall work is completed or not. Then there are various other things like staff and means plants and machinery status. Then is there amount of means labors available or not. Then reconciliation basically deals with the amount of wastages. Then I proceed to the reading of construction drawings. So before telling this, I want to show that these are the types of the drawings that we basically means requires. So first here it is the architectural floor plan layout, then plinth beam layout, then column layout, footing layout, and site layout. I will explain you this one by one. So first is the site layout. So site layout is basically our plot area and the proposed area for construction. Means it will show the plot area and what is the proposed area of construction, what are the offsets, what are the offset distances. So it will show all these things. Then next is our footing layout. So here is our footing layout. So it will shows the dimensions of the footing and location of the footing. There are also grid lines in this. All the grid lines means they we have to first of all verify. So means we have various plans such as architectural plan, footing layout plan, column layout plan. So these grid lines should be same for all these. We have to verify this in all the drawings. So this is important. So footing layout plan tells us about the location of the footing, its dimension are properly mentioned here, and its cross section dimension. And also at the bottom of the footing layout there is a cross section of the footing in which we can see the various layers such as the RCC PCC layers. Then comes the architectural plan. Architectural plans contains various room means the layout of the various rooms, where are the location of the various rooms, the stairs, and all these things are covered in the architectural plan. Architectural plan contains ground floor plan, first floor plan. These all plans are covered in architectural plans. Then we proceed to the column layout. So this is the this in this figure you can see the column layout. Here the dimensions of the columns and the location of the various columns are properly marked. Then this is the plinth beam layout. Here the plinth beams are marked. Here PB1 shows the plinth beam 1 whose dimension is also given here. So these are the plans means types of the layout which is available. Now, I would like to proceed to the sequence of construction. So after getting all these drawing, we start marking the layout of the footing over the land or our plot area. So the tools which are required for this are marking thread, plumb bob, right angle, and measuring tapes. So sorry, 1 second. After marking of means we mark the footing, then excavation is done. Excavation can be done manually or with machines. So at the same time, we have to prepare the BBS also. It would save our time. Then we arrange the materials for the PCC. We do the anti-termite treatment here. So anti-termite treatment I would show in my later slides, but you have to do the anti-termite treatment at the base of the excavation, and immediately you have to pour the RCC. You have to do the PCC work. As because this means this anti-termite, whichever chemical is used, it is highly volatile and it would escape within 30 minutes. So you have to do the PCC work within 30 minutes. Then we have to arrange for the labors also. Then we have to lay the PCC that I have told. Then after laying the PCC, uh, we have to start marking the footing and the column over this PCC. Then we start tying the reinforcement for the footing. Then we do the shuttering for the footing. We have to do the shuttering for the footing. Then we pour the RCC for the footing. Then after the footing is completed, we have to mark the starter. So I will show the starter diagram in my later slides. Then we have to now after this we have to reinforcement for the column from the top of the footing. After this work for the footing, that is the RCC work for the footing is over. So then we have to start the reinforcement from the top of the footing to the bottom of the plinth beam. Means from the top of the footing to the bottom of the plinth beam we have to tie the reinforcement. Then after that we have to do the shuttering for the footing from the bottom to the plinth beam bottom, means the top of the footing to the plinth beam bottom. Then after that, RCC in columns from the top of the footing, that is after the reinforcement is tied and shuttering is done, we have to pour the concrete in it. And later on, after completing this, we have to before backfilling, we have to do the anti-termite treatment. So it is done means all the four sides of the footing, but we have to also compact the for means the soil has also to be compacted. So we do the anti-termite treatment in layers. That is, first 200 is if we spray, then we put we backfill it, and then we compact it. Then again we spray that anti-termite. Then again we put the soil and then compact it. So backfilling is done with consolidation. Then we do the PCC work for the plinth beam. After that, we tie the reinforcement for the plinth beam. Then we do the shuttering and then do the RCC work for the RCC for the plinth beam. After that, after the RCC work for the plinth beam is over, we mark the starter, and then we do the reinforcement for the columns from the plinth beam, means the top of the plinth beam to the lintel level. Then after that, we do the shuttering for the column from the plinth beam to the lintel level, means we do the shuttering work. Then we do the RCC for the column up to the lintel level. Then we do the shuttering for the lintels and the sunshades. Then after the shuttering, we do the reinforcements, and then after that, we do the RCC work for that. Then again, the starters are marked, means the marking and concreting for the starters above the lintel up to the ground floor beam bottom. So starters are marked here. Then the reinforcement are done for the columns from the top of the lintels to the ground floor beam bottom. Then shuttering is done, and then at last we means this we have to do the RCC for the columns for the from the top of the lintel to the ground floor beam bottom. After that, we have to do shuttering for the slabs and the beams for ground floor. Then we tie the reinforcement for the slabs and beams of the ground floor. Then we do the RCC work for the ground floor slabs and beams. And then we have to marking course, which means we have to mark the after that we have to mark the door openings. These are marked before doing the means this block work is done. So we have to mark these. Then after marking the location for the doors, we have to get it checked by the client. Then we raise the block work up to the sill level of the window, means we have to raise the block work up to the sill level. And after it is done, we have to mark the openings of the windows. Then we have to raise the block work from the sill level to the means top of the window, means and then mark the window opening, means we mark the window opening and then raise the block work to the lintel level. After that, we raise the block work. We raise the block work from the lintel level to the roof beam bottom, means to the from the lintel to the roof beam bottom. Here I've shown the construction site where there is a opening for a window here. Then we have to start curing. After the curing period for the block work is completed, we have to start making the grooves here for the plumbing and electricity purposes. We have to make grooves. We have to fix the switches here. And if the pipes, the number of pipes here are greater than two, not two, greater than two, then we have to fix mesh wire, means mesh wire to hold that. And then after that, we put the level pads over the ceiling and the walls and do the plaster work. After that, we fix the wooden doors and window means window frames and ceiling plaster, and then wall plaster is done. I have mentioned all the steps here. After curing period for the flooring work is to be started. Then curing period for the flooring work is started. After flooring is completed, we fix the doors and window shutters. Means first we have fitted the frames, and after that the curing period and after the flooring is completed, we fix the door shutters. Then we have to do the terrace work. Then outside plastering curing period for 7 days. Then we have to do inside painting. First, always do the inside painting first and then the outside painting, as because the moisture which is released from the inside painting, it would get evaporated as it would pass out from the block work. So it would not impact our outside painting work. So next slide. Here I explain the excavation of foundation. So we have to take levels in both x and y directions with 5 meter intervals. The labors and machines are necessary for these works, so we have to arrange these. Then we have to check the center line layout from the client representative. Then we prepare the checklist and get it signed from the client. Then we excavate 300 now the excavation work is done with the use of with the help of the laborers. The excavation work is done up to the level which is mentioned in our drawings, and 300 extra is means dug out from all the sides of the footing, which is payable under is 1200. This size code deals with the modes of measurement. So this 300 extra is made for the peoples who are working there. So if the and this point is also to be noted: if the depth of excavation is greater than 1.5 meter, if it is there, so we have to use the soil strengthening techniques. Otherwise, if the soil would fall, so it would means lead to the means any problem to the laborers which are working there. So we have to use the soil strengthenings there. Arrange the space to stack the excavator. Then there should be a space available to stack means to collect this excavated earth and put it safely there, so that it can be used later for backfilling. Now, next step is the PCC in foundation. After the excavation is done, we have to remove the loose earth from the foundation. That is there. We have to remove that. Then we have to check the bottom level, means as it is at per the drawing or not, means it is at the same level which is marked in the drawing or not. We have to see that. Then if there is extra water collected there, so we have to remove that also. Then we prepare level pads using PVC materials by leveling instrument. We prepare the level pads there. Then we sprinkle water before doing PCC work. This is done because the PCC it would happen that the soil would take the water from the PCC and it would lead to segregation. So to avoid this problem, we sprinkle water. After that, check the proportion as per the drawings and the quantity of material required for the PCC to be placed at the site on that day. And then we check the laborers required for day. Here, here we also have to spray the anti-termite. We have also have to give the anti-termite treatment before laying the PCC. Then we start mixing the concrete. That is for the PCC. Start mixing the concrete, and the curing period is about 7 days. And during the concreting, if there is extra water, so we have to remove it continuously. Then we have to prepare a checklist and get it signed by the client. So here is the diagram of the excavation and the PCC work. So here you have seen this soil is excavated here, and this is the PCC work here. So here they have not left the 300 space, so this is not right. You have to leave the space for working. Then after that, we have to mark the footings and the columns over this PCC. So now start marking the size of the columns and the footings over the PCC either by total station or manually using thread tape and right angles. So these are some of the instruments which are used for markings. Then we use some of the paints for marking and let them dry. Means the paints should be dried before we start the next activity. So here you can see that he is marking here with the use of the plumb bob. He is marking on the PCC beneath it, and here in the right picture you can see the right angle by which he is marking some of the means the footing layout and the column layout here. And moving to the next slide, tying of reinforcement for footings. Now, the reinforcement tying work is means the need for the bar bender is means here in this step we need the bar benders. So the BBS which we have prepared, it's to be checked by the clients and approved. Then we call the bar benders, so that by the time marking is over, bend rod should be ready for tying. So the bar benders will bend the rods which should be ready for tying. Once the marking is completed, start tying the rods for footings and column as per the drawing using MS or GI binding wires. So these wires are used for tying the rods. Then we have to prepare the checklists and get it signed. So here you can see uh, the reinforcement for footing and column is clearly shown here. Then there is a shuttering for footings. Now we have to do the shuttering for footings for the RCC work. Start doing the shuttering either by MS sheet or by plyboards and runners as per BOQ requirements. So we have to start doing the shuttering work using MS sheets or plyboards. Then apply approved shuttering oil. Then the shuttering oil is applied so that no concrete would stick to the shuttering. Then we provide wooden supports or MS props. Now check the plumb and inside dimensions of the footing. Means we have to check the dimensions are correct, means the dimension of the footings are correct or not, we have to check that. Then we have to mark the top level, means the level up to which the concreting is to be done. And then we have to prepare the checklist and get it signed. So here you can see the shuttering work for the footings. So here you can see the shuttering is done, and these are the reinforcement which are tied here. Now, after that, we do the RCC inputting. So, check for the sufficient labors and machines. So, for the doing RCC, we require labors and machines. So, we have to check the sufficient number of labors and machines are available or not. Check the required materials. Materials are available or not. We have to check also that if we are using the concrete from the RMC plant, so means a ready mix concrete if we are using, so we have to place the order for the concrete 2 days before we have to start the work, so that at the time so the concrete is properly available. So we do the RCC in footings. During Then during concreting, check for the slump. So slump value should be checked. Pour the concrete in layers. We have to pour the concrete in layers and vibrate it so that proper compaction may occur. So we have to pour the concrete in layers. Then check for supports while doing the concreting. We have to check for supports. Finish the top surface. Keep dewatering. If the water is coming, so we have to keep dewatering. Then we have to cure it for at least 7 days. Deshuttering should be done only after 24 hours. So deshuttering should be done only if by means after the proper inspection that the concrete is set. So this is the picture in which you can see the concreting is done here. Then you have to start marking the and casting for starters, means we have to mark the starters there. So mark column center line over the top of the footing. After the RCC work is over, RCC for the footing is over, you have to mark the location for the column. For that you require tape, plumb bob, theodolite, or total station. Means you can mark by these or this, and then make starter by using runners. So we put the runners and then means the runners are fixed and the starters are marked there. Fixed starter as per the marking. Then here I have shown the starter diagram. So this is the starter. Here you see the starter. Here it is made. So in this diagram you can see the starter diagram. Now you have to do the column reinforcement above the footing. So there are some of the IS specifications. As per the IS 456, at no point in the column lapping should be done for more than 50% of the number of rods in the columns. You have to keep means you have to see that the means the protruded column reinforcement, the column reinforcement bit are protruded should be at least one lap length. Means it should be at least one lap length from the level of the concrete. Means where there is a starter, it should be above one lap length. Then you have to see that properly. Tie the ties as per the spacing shown in the drawing. So we have to tie the ties as per the drawings. Then lapping should be done in the proper lapping zone. Then taking care should be means this I have explained that it should be protruded at least one lap length above the level of the concrete. Then we have to prepare the checklist and get it signed. So here you can see the column reinforcement, which is above the footing. Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, there
Hello.
are 90 slides. About 90 slides are there. So can I skip some or I
Yeah,
should
yeah, I can
continue?
skip. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, sir.
Time constraint is there, or you
Okay, okay,
can
sir.
tomorrow you can continue. Is it possible? If it is continue, you can tomorrow, or you can cut short your this one. Just show the slides and move on.
Yes, yes, sir. I will show the slides and try to explain early. So here are the some of the instruments used in the construction. These are across plans. These are props. These are the plyboards which are used in the construction. These are basically of the size of 4 feet by 8 feet. These are wallers. Wallers are used to tie the means these sheets across the so these are yellow. The yellow thing which you have seen here is the props, and yes, these are the wallers, and these are tied using tie rods. Though these are runners, these are available in the size of 2 inch by 3 inch or 3 inch by 4 inch. These are level pads, or you can also say the bull pads there. Then anti-termite treatment I have told you. So it specifications are there in the IS 6313, and the chemicals which are used are chloropyrifos and lindane. These are clearly mentioned in this IS code. So there are stages in the anti-termite treatment. I have shown here. You can see it here. Then you have to means you have to dug the holes, and then you have to pour the anti-termite there. Then you have to means you have to put the anti-termite at the side also. Then you have to also spray the anti-termite all over the building. So these are the three stages in which. Then there are some important specification in plumbing. So there are are some particular color mentioned here. So these color code should be guide should be used while you are preparing a layout for the plumbing. And there are certain things, that is the what are the size of the letters which are to be marked. So it is clearly mentioned it. You can take a screenshot of this. Then I will skip some slides. So I will come to the safety in the construction sites. What is the safety requirement in the construction site? So few facts are there. So means the first week at the site is very dangerous. We have to understand all the things. Accidents are more frequent, so you can read this. Safety helmets are required at the site. Then a safe access on site. Everyone get on to their place of the site safely. Good lighting condition should be there. Means the site, these all things should be present on site. Site should be steady. There should be good lighting at the site. There should be means everyone get to the places safely. Edges from which people can fall, means there are edges where from which people can fall. So these should be provided with double rails. These are some of the. This is diagram of a lethal ladder. I would skip this. Uh, Crane safety and scaffolding, which sir has explained us in the this class. These are the structure of a scaffolding. Here you can see it is a temporary structure which is provided for the construction or keeping the materials. These are the clamps for the scaffolding, means these are used to fix the scaffoldings. These are the safety nets which are tied for the people working at a height. So these are the some of the safety measures. Then it is I have explained the BBS for foundation. That is a bar bending schedule for the foundation. So this is I have taken example. This is a means footing layout here. There are various types of footing. So I have marked here, and these are the steps by which we calculate the BBS. That is, we have to first find out the length of a single bar in X and Y directions. That is the means the both the directions. We have to find the length. Then we have to find the total length. That is what is the total length of the bar which would be required. Then we have to calculate the weight. Then total number of steel bars required. Then we can find the total weight of the steel required. So here I've taken the example here. So it is isolated, means it is a plain footing. There is simple normal footing. Then there are some of the dimensions here, and at last I found that total weight of the plane mesh which I would require is 17.7 kg. So I have taken this example, general means a basic example to explain this. Then lastly, I want to explain about something about the BIM modeling. BIM modeling is a systematic process or means for planning, design, construction process with the help of digital softwares. So one of the example of this software is Revit, and it helps in reducing the operation cost. And there is an example which I have heard from one of the CMTI online lecture, that is it save estimated INR 1552 crore over the project lifetime by using beams. Means it would save money, it would save time, it would save cost. So this all I want to show. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. It was
Thank
nice. Okay. Wherever it is required, you
you, sir.
add Google's this one images. Many places you can add Google images,
Yes.
but you have left it out. I don't know why it is. Try to add in each and every this one the Google images or any
Okay, sir.
photographs. It will increase your
Okay, sir.
presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you very much. All the listeners. Thank you very much. We will continue tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.